This next activity is going to take a look at the use of case selection within our programs. Now, selection is one of the control structures that programs are made up of, and selection means that there's more than one option that the program can take in relation to executing its code. Now, in a previous activity, we've used an if statement, and that's known as binary selection when there's only two choices. We go if and a condition is true, something's going to happen, else something else is going to happen. For this activity, we're going to look at case selection, and essentially it means that there's more than two options available. And we're going to show the actual code used to program case selection, okay, in relation to the user selecting from specific options. Now, to select those options, we're also going to introduce two other screen elements. They are that of the list box and the combo box. Now, for these two boxes here, okay, I'm going to show you how to actually add the items to the box and so that the user can select from the options on the list. So I'll give you an overview of what this actual activity is first. Basically, this activity is called Cool Colors. And what I have here is a label box, and this label box is titled LBL Cool Colors. Okay, and essentially with the actual text color, I'm going to pick from my combo box a color, and when I click on that color, this text of LBL Cool Colors is going to change color, as it says. For back color, I'm going to select from the list box here and all the colors listed here. And when I click on one of these colors, the actual form's back color is going to change color here. So in order to get started first, I want to first point out all the other names here too. So as we mentioned, this is LBL Cool Colors. The form itself is FRM Cool Colors. Okay, we can see a connection there. And then we also need to know the names of the list box and combo box. So the list box is titled LST for list box, okay, color, and as you can see here, I spell things Australian style, so it's OUR on the end, okay, and the combo box is the similar name, CMB color, okay, so this is in charge of changing the name, the color of the Cool Colors text. This is in charge of changing the color of the background. Now, next thing you'll have to do is actually add the items, the text, into these two objects. In order to do that, and as you can see here, I've already got the list box highlighted, you need to go to the property of items, okay, and it says collection here. And when you click on this box, it has the actual items listed here. So you type them in here. One thing you need to make sure of is that there are no spaces after the actual items you've entered. If there is a space, this will interfere with the programming you enter later because we're going to be using the code to recognize the string text. Okay, and if there's a space after it, it's not going to know that the text is exactly the same with the space or without the space, and it recognizes them differently. So make sure there are no spaces at the end of any of your words, or else your coding later on will not be able to recognize the text, okay, with the added space character. Okay, so enter in all these colors into both your list box and your combo box, okay, and I'm going to click OK there. The next thing we're going to do now is code these two objects. So I'm going to start off with the list box. Okay, so I'm going to double click here. Okay, and this list box is in charge of changing the color of the background of the form. So I'm going to put in my variables first. So for the actual back color, okay, of the form, we're going to dim it, okay, designate in memory, and now we can go back color, and I can actually use the name back color because of its Australian spelling, but it's obviously recognized in Visual Studio as the traditional American spelling. So to be safe, I'm just going to go B color in case you are American or use that spelling. Okay, it won't clash with the actual name of the property. So dim B color as string, okay, because it's going to be recognizing text. Okay, and while I'm here, I'm also going to do the 4-color one as well. So I'm going to go dim F color as string as well to recognize the name of the actual colors that are being selected from my case selection. All right, so they're my two variables that have been selected. So we're going to do the back color first. So the first thing we need to say is, where does B color come from as a variable? So B color equals, okay, the list box LST color dot text. Okay, so whatever text is selected in that list box is going to be recognized as B color. We're now going to begin our case selection. Okay, and that basically starts with select case, right? and then we say the name of the actual variable. So the select case for B color. Okay, because they're going to be selecting one of these cases from the text list of the actual list box. So the first case we're going to look at is case, and it's if the actual text selected is black. Now, the other thing to point out here too, as I was mentioning before, make sure there's no spaces on the end. It's got to be written the same way, but also that I'm using the correct uppercase and lowercase. Listed in the list box, all my colors begin with a capital letter, so I've got to make sure I enter them the exact same way here. So if the case is black, we want me, and this is the form referring to itself because I am talking about the actual form itself. So me dot back color equals color American style dot black. Okay, so if black is selected in the list box, okay, if black is selected from LST color, it will be recorded as the case black, okay, and then the color of the actual form's background will go black. Now, this actual code is exactly the same for all the other selections, okay, so I will copy and paste this code and just change black to all the other colors that are on the list. But the other thing to point out right now is the actual end select automatically got inserted when I did select case. This ends the case selection. So after my last selection, okay, this will end it. So I've got to make sure all my code goes between the select case and end select. So I'm going to copy this code now. I'm going to Control C, and let's do my next color on the list, which is red. So I'm going to go here and go red, and the color is also going to be red. I'm going to copy the code again and paste. Okay, the next color on the list is blue. So BLUE, and blue here. Next color is yellow. Yellow and yellow. And then we go into our secondary colors, so green, purple, and orange. So green and green. Purple and purple. Orange and orange. And then the final color I had on my list was white, where all colors are present. And white. Okay, so basically now my back color, okay, for my form is all coded through my list box now. The other area on my form now that I have to code is my combo box. Okay, now my combo box is going to do virtually the same thing, except instead of referring to the form's back color, it's going to be referring to the label LBL Cool Colors. It's for color. So in order to make things easier for me, I've already declared the variable as F color for color as a string. Okay, and it's going to be virtually the same code. Okay, so I'm actually going to copy the select case entirely. I'm going to go Control C, and I'm going to go Control V. But I do have to make some changes. And the first change is I need to have this assignment statement here for color now. So F color equals, okay, and it is in this case the combo box, so CMB color dot text. Okay, so there's my assignment statement, and then the select case in this scenario is for F color. Now, the only thing I need to change with my code here is instead of me.backcolor, it is now going to be LBL cool colors dot for color. Alright, so I'm going to copy that, but the rest of my coding that was copied is going to stay exactly the same because it's referring to the same colors. Both items, okay, of the list box and the combo box have the same items. So let's just change everything from me back color to LBL cool colors dot for color. There you go, cut paste, cut paste, cut paste, cut paste. Alright, so let's give that a save. So now, my background for 4-color has all been coded using a case selection, and my 4-color for the LBL cool colors is also coded now with a case selection. And here's all my different scenarios, okay, that can occur. Okay, we've got multiple options here. So let's play my program now. Here's my form. Okay, and my font, actually I didn't tell you, it was the actual curls font. Okay, and remember we're trying to make our things look interesting here too. So let's try out our back colors. So black, red, okay, blue, yellow, green. Okay, so the back colors work in the list box is changing the background color, okay, when I'm selected for the form. So we'll go, then white works, yep. Okay, and then we've got our combo box. Okay, so we've got red, green, purple, so it looks like it's working well. Okay, so I hope this program has introduced you to case selection, okay, and the advantages of using case selection for having multiple options for your programs. Obviously, we linked our case selection to strings of text, and when certain text is highlighted from items, obviously the program is able to record what text that is, and then change and execute the lines of code accordingly. I hope also you got a good introduction to the use of combo boxes and list boxes and the advantages and disadvantages of each. As you can see, the list box takes up more screen space, but all the options are openly available to me to click on easy. Whereas on the other hand, the combo box takes up much less screen space, but I've always got to do the drop down if I want to actually click on the actual items, which takes up slightly more time when making those selections. So I hope you also see the advantages and disadvantages of the combo box and list box when using them side by side, but give this program a try and enjoy.